That is why I do what I do. I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra. My right to agitate. My right.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. Wherever you are watching us from, we appreciate you and we welcome you to this amazing program. Please like and share to all platforms, share to family and friends. In this platform, remember, we bring you update that is coming from the United States of Biafra. And today, we are going to present to you the update of the case of our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who you know is appearing in court for the second time today. I want you to get the update directly from the court, raw. Pay close attention, watch from the beginning to the end. I bet you the update is superb, and I bet you we are winning. We are already on the track to win, and nothing is going to stop the victory that Biafrans have already received. Let us watch collectively and hear from the court how the proceeding is going on. Let's watch.
The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is back at the Federal High Court Abuja for his trial in a case of alleged terrorism leveled against him by the federal government. Mr. Kanu, who is all smiles, is received by his defense team. Present in court also are his family members. At the last hearing, the trial judge had approved an accelerated hearing of the case, and he kept to his words, just as the counsel to the federal government, Adegboyega Awomolo, called its first witness, a DSS officer, who testified behind the screen. This, according to him, is due to the nature of the case and for security reasons. The first witness of the federal government, with code name PWAAA, says he led the team that arrested Kanu at a hotel in Lagos on the 14th of October 2015, and the room where he was arrested looks like a broadcasting studio. Mr. Kanu, who claimed to be in the struggle to make life better for people, admits setting up Radio Biafra as a communication engineer. He, however, admitted not having a license to operate a radio station in Nigeria, which is a crime, but defends his action, saying he knows that if he applies, it won't be granted. In Mr. Kanu's statement, he further admits to fighting for emancipation of the people of Southeast, South-South, parts of Benue and Kogi. He declared that freedom fighting is not a crime in any part of the world, including Nigeria, because it is a fundamental right. The defendant further adds that he believes in the freedom of speech and that the UN Charter on People's Rights guarantees the right to self-determination. He denies involvement in any violence because he has not been linked to anyone. The defense team speaks after the day's proceeding, just as the prosecution declines to react.
The matter has eventually kicked off without rancor. You know, you needed to have been in court to observe the proceedings. All the parties cooperated, and PW1 testified. PW1 is Mr. AAA, as he was designated. He investigated the matter 10 years ago, and today he came and gave his evidence and tendered documents.
The government is finally having the trial that it desires. Our position still remains unchanged despite the ongoing trial. That our client is innocent of the charges, that the case is driven by political considerations, and in the end, the innocence of our client will be established.
After 10 long years, finally Nnamdi Kanu now has his day in court as the Nigerian government called its first witness. The case continues on Friday, May 2nd, under cross-examination by Kanu's lawyer. From the Federal High Court.
We are monitoring developments in the nation's capital, where the Federal High Court has adjourned the trial of leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, to 6th, 7th, and 8th of May for continuation of hearing. At today's hearing, an officer of the DSS who arrested Nnamdi Kanu in 2015 told the court that when Mr. Kanu was arrested, no instrument of violence was found on him. Mr. AAA, the federal government's first witness under cross-examination, admitted that when Mr. Kanu was interviewed in 2015, his lawyer was absent. Mr. AAA agreed that those items now tendered as exhibits before the court are no longer of value. At the last hearing on Tuesday, the court granted the request for the witnesses to testify behind screen due to security reasons. Our senior reporter, Celestina Area, joins me on the news for more updates. Celestina, what more can you tell us about hearing in the case involving leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu?
Oh, well, about today, so far so good. The trial is going on very smoothly, and considering the evidences given by the first prosecution witness today, so far nothing incriminating has been found against the indigenous, the leader of IPOB, which is Nnamdi Kanu. So we don't know what is to come as the proceedings continues, and we don't know for sure how many witnesses the federal government is going to call. This is just the first witness, and he was cross-examined today by counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, Kanu Agabi, and wherein he made some findings that the way Nnamdi Kanu was interviewed without his lawyer present, that most of the items that were seized or collected from him in 2015 have no value anymore because it's over 10 years. But Justice James Omotosho told Kanu Agabi, which is counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, to come by way of application before the court seeking the release of some of those items, wristwatches, gold chains and necklaces, and see if Mr. Kanu can peradventure sell them and get something out of it. But so far so good, they have no importance. So it will not be of any good for either the prosecution or the defendant for those items to still remain in the custody of the court, because now they are exhibits. So the court adjourned to 6th, 7th and 8th for continuation of trial. So the conclusion of the cross-examination of the first witness to be done and the second prosecution witness to be called.
All right. You mentioned a while ago that it's unclear how many witnesses the prosecution would be calling. But does it appear that the others might also enjoy this liberty to testify behind screens?
Yes, definitely, because this is the position the court has taken, and it was because of the application filed by the federal government lawyer saying that to protect the identity and the life of the witnesses, they should testify behind the screen. The prosecution first witness, which the court named Mr. AA, to protect his identity, testified behind the screen, and when he even walked up to the dock where he was shielded, he wore a mask. So, but basically, one thing is important: the defendant, which is Nnamdi Kanu, can actually see the witness, but the person, he or she, is shielded from the floor of the court, which are other lawyers and also litigants and journalists. But the defendant, Nnamdi Kanu, can see whoever the prosecution witness is. And this is the first witness. He is a DSS officer. He was among those that arrested Mr. Kanu in 2015, where he was interviewed. And also he said he was among those who escorted Mr. Kanu to their headquarters here in Abuja.
Celestina Area for us in Abuja. Thank you very much. We'll definitely be back to you when hearing in this case continues. Thank you again for the updates.
This is from Biafra's Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their lives for us, those who died, that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are my inspiration.
The deed no longer them, military shots at them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memory still lives in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Ifocha massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. All right.
Tell them I touch me,
say na content me oh. Yeah, I remember that one that called us a Bruce Mero. But the way you go like a papa nuku. But them they will go hero. Me tell you what I look pandi, what pandi samiro. Me tell you what I day. For we just fall under us, man. I tell you what I am. Me never give up. Me tell them
I want to promise you something today. We must fight together, no retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra. May your soul rest in peace.
I look up to the sky with tears in my
Thank you
eyes.
so much for watching wherever you are watching
We will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in my heart. They fought for our freedom. They died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front without guns. For our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes. We want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slay. Where will I be now if not they? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, forever.